welcome to More Time in the Kitchen. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to store and prepare live mussels before cooking them. And this is a tie-in with a cookbang video which will be coming out next week, where I'll be showing you a recipe for and then eating mussels in a garlic and wine broth. So please check that out next week if you fancy it. But for now, let's get cooking. So I'm back from the shops, I have my live mussels, and what I don't want to do is shove them straight into the fridge in a plastic or paper bag, because as you can imagine, if you or I were put into a plastic or paper bag, we probably wouldn't live very long, and that's the same with the mussels because of course they're alive and they need to breathe. So we're going to give them a little bit more room. So you're going to take them out of whatever packaging they've come in. I'm just going to cut open these neck things. And we're going to tip them into a big bowl. This last guy doesn't want to come out. Okay. And then you're going to get a damp tea towel. You can use some kitchen towels as well. Pop that over the top, and now you can put that into the fridge. Bearing in mind that you don't want to keep them any longer than 24 hours. So once you're ready to start cooking up a storm, you're going to get your mussels out of the fridge. You're going to get a big pot of water, and on the floor down here I've also got a bin bag, because at this point we're going to separate the living from the dead. The living are going to go in here, the dead are going to get tossed in the bin. So you want the water because you want the mussels to filter out any sand or grit, etc. that they've got in their shells that you don't want to eat. Now, mussels that are grown in a farm or on the rope are going to have a lot less grit and sand and things. So it's not absolutely necessary you do this, but I like to do this just to be sure that, you know, there's not going to be any grit or whatever in there. So you'll place those in the water for 20 minutes. So there will be some that you can very easily identify as being dead. This one, for example, has a great big crack in the shell. It's left wide open to the elements. It's dead. You can throw it in the bin. Other ones that might not be so clear are ones that are open like this. Now, mussels, when they're exposed to air, as in when they're not in the sea, a lot of them will open their shells like this. If they're alive, mussels will not like you tapping, particularly on like a hardened surface. If you whack them a few times, they're not going to like that very much, and they'll close themselves up to protect themselves. So this one looks like it's going to close fully. It will take a little while, so what you can do is tap them and then leave them for a while to see if they close. And this guy here, he's definitely closing his shell, doesn't like that. So we can pop him into the water to filter. Okay. Another way of doing it is to sort of scratch at the outside with your nail, as if you were like an animal trying to claw to get in. And again, they're not going to like that. They're going to want to protect themselves, so they'll close right up. I actually tend to find that works a bit faster than just tapping them. Another thing you can do is sprinkle them with a little water. And again, they should react by closing up. We're going to close. Yep, he's going to close. I'll put them in there as well. So these guys are actually quite healthy. I'm struggling to find one that's dead. I'm trying to find one here to show you as an example, but they all seem to be alive and kicking. I'm sure we'll get to one eventually though. So this one here, as you can see, is open. Poked at it, prodded it, I've poured water on it and tapped it, and it's totally unresponsive. It's not closing. It just springs back open. So this guy is dead, gone. He has left our mortal coil. So he's going in the bin. And for the rest of them, I'm just going to leave those in there for 20 minutes. So our last step is to clean and debeard the mussels. So you can see that some of the mussels have little hairs on them, like this, and some may even have other mollusks stuck to the outside of them. So to get rid of this, just to make them look a little bit more appealing, we're going to run it under a tap and scrub it with a scouring pad or a brush. Once it's nice and clean, pop it into a bowl. You might find that some of the mussels have this white squiggly pattern on them. This is actually a type of worm that grows on the mussel, but they're absolutely fine to cook with the mussel, and you'll have a very hard time actually getting them off. So I would just leave them on if I were you. So now for debearding. The beard of a mussel is this thread-like structure that comes out from one of the sides of the mussel. So this is the bit that the mussel attaches itself to a rope or a rock or whatever it's attached to for support. This is how it clings on. So these are very unpleasant to eat. So my method of getting rid of these is to get a bit of kitchen roll, hold the mussel in one hand, grasp the beard in the other, and pull down. So you've got to pull hard and fast, a bit like ripping off a plaster. And there you go, you can see it's gone now. And you can see there it's come off in the kitchen roll. So the size of the beard will vary, of course. So this guy just got a little tuft, whereas this guy, absolute hipster. Look at the size of that thing. Obviously the bigger they are, the easier they are to rip out. You know, and if you get that satisfying pop noise, it probably means that you've got the whole thing out. And there you have your live mussels ready to cook. So as always, thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, give us a like, give us a comment, and hit the subscribe and notification bell for more content like this in the future. And remember to check out that mukbang video next week if you fancy it. But for now, cheerio, bye! And hit the subscribe and notification bell for more corn in the cob.